What up? What up? What up? Episode 36 of Free Game. Thank you guys for tuning in. Crazy week again. Wow. But we're going to get into it. But before we do, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, appreciate it. And if you're listening on YouTube, please subscribe. I think we're, about 20 away from 100 subscribers. So I sure do appreciate you. Like my new mic stand? You like the mic stand? Shout out to my wife for this. Needed this though. Definitely needed this. Makes it look a little bit more professional, and you don't hear the wrestling. I got free hand motion now, so all that's great. But listen, before we get into the pod, okay. I hate that I have to do this, but producer, can you play me some sad music, please? I'm the producer, by the way. This goes out to all the Notre Dame fans out there, the Notre Dame fan base. A great fan base. So what, I thought. Unfortunately, you guys are the whiniest, bitchiest, most untitled fan base I have ever witnessed in my life. My comments, the DMs, were flooded with Notre Dame fans. Flooded. All because little old Bama came into the question now. And in my case, your fight should be with Miami. If you compare Notre Dame's resume to Alabama's resume, it's not close. Strength of schedule, strength of record, FPI. It's not close. We've been through this already. I've had Notre Dame fans come up to me and say, "Oh, DiJon, you're just jealous. You're jealous that you are part of a big-time conference and you're not independent. You can't make your own schedule." Well, trust me, my team has 18 natties. I witnessed 6 of those natties. The last person I'm going to be jealous of is Notre Dame. And by the way, one of those national championships, 42-14 against Notre Dame. So, yeah, not jealous of you guys. But DiJon, you don't understand. Independent is just the way to go. It's just the way to go because we control our own destiny, we control our own schedule, and we do all this and all that, and we get all the money in the world for a TV contract and everything else in between. Because that's how Notre Dame is. We are independent and we're not going nowhere. Fine. Don't go nowhere. Stay independent. But once you guys get left out again, I don't want to hear any crying. I don't want to hear any bitching. I don't want to hear any moaning. I don't want to hear that ESPN screwed you. I don't want to hear that the college football committee screwed you. This is your destiny that you picked for yourself. Now you gotta lay in it. Trust me, I've been cooking Notre Dame fans all week. You can't tell me nothing. If you're comparing Notre Dame to Miami, I get that. But you're comparing Notre Dame to Alabama. A team that was number 1 in the SEC before the SEC championship. A team that, yes, did lose to Florida State first game, but top 15 ranked opponents, 4 of them. Georgia, Tennessee, Vandy, Missouri. Beat them. All in a row, by the way. First SEC team to do that. I don't understand what the comparison is. I mean, what are we basing it off of? You have a head-to-head against Miami. Your guys' resume are dead even. Here's what happened. The committee led you on, and that's why you're mad. Your own athletic director, Pete Buttigieg, whatever the fuck his name is, we're going to call him AD Pete. AD Pete has gone around a media tour, not selling a book and not dropping an album, but to tell everyone that the teams that are in the playoff are well deserving. They just didn't like the committee leading them on. So if your athletic director is saying that, shouldn't you say that too? Why come at me when I tell you to join a conference when every single major platform who talks about college football, besides Josh Pate, everyone has told you to join a conference. Everyone has told you to join a conference. So if it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, it ain't a mongoose. If you want to make it to the playoff, you don't have to join the ACC. Now you probably won't join the ACC because the damage is done. Whatever. Why don't you go to the Big Ten or the SEC? We would love to have you. Oh, but you can't do that because you know it's tough over there. See, it does come with perks. Maybe an extra team gets into the playoff. Guaranteed SEC runner-up or Big Ten runner-up probably goes in now. But you can't get there, can you? But it's fine. It's fine, Notre Dame. You guys can just, enjoy your bowl game. Watch the seniors on your team who bust their ass every single game to get to this point. Their last game in that Notre Dame Fighting Irish uniform. Why don't you just enjoy it for those seniors, those players, those coaches who never get an opportunity to coach at a bowl game like this? Huh? Oh. You guys opted out of the bowl game. Well, I guess that's it then. Notre Dame, your season is over. So why don't you take those Notre Dame flags off the flagpole, hang up those leprechaun hoodies in the closet, and take down that Play Like a Champion banner that's over your kitchen sink, because you're done. And if you want to keep on in the comments, please do. I would love to cook you. As a matter of fact, here's what I'll do. If you email me at thefreegamepod@gmail.com, I will challenge a Notre Dame fan to come on this podcast next Sunday and have a debate over Notre Dame versus Alabama. Okay? This is what free game's all about. This is what it's all about. You're not going to get this on ESPN. You're not going to get this on Josh Pate. You're not going to get this on McAfee, whatever Brandon Walker does. You're not going to get this anywhere else but here, because you want to know why? I'm small. Okay? I don't have a major network. I don't have a lot of subscribers. And I'm pretty approachable. If it's due with respect, you want to come out here and you want to argue with me, feel free to email me at thefreegamepod@gmail.com, and I will accept a challenge. But Notre Dame fans, I'll leave you with this right here. I'll leave you with a quote from the Honorable Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. You can take those gold helmets, shine them up real nice, turn that sumbitch sideways, and stick it straight up your candy asses. Thank you. All right. Now it's time for the pod to actually begin, okay? So some breaking news actually happened over the week. Sharon Moore of the Michigan Wolverines was fired as the head coach due to some incidents with a staffer. Okay, some relationships with a staffer. It gave Michigan the right to fire him for cause, so that means he won't get a buyout. And that's just what's been reported so far. Listen, I'll say this. I think everybody and their mom says they have a source. I do believe it because I actually do have a source. Okay? And the source that I'm getting my information from that hasn't been released yet is boots on the ground in Ann Arbor. Okay? I'll just say that. There's a lot of alleged stuff. I will say that the source kind of repeated what everybody else said when the news came out is, yeah, I heard this rumor. It's been rumored for a long time. That's pretty much been in line with what other people said, so I'll say that. But there are some other stuff out there that I will not repeat on this this platform because I don't want to get sued. Okay, so this is all allegedly, stuff like that. You got to put that in there, but I'm not even going to put the information that I've heard out there because it is a lot more than what has been reported. And I don't want to put any false narratives out there and just piling on. But let's just say we can only go off of what we know, and what we know is this: Sherrone Moore will no longer be the head coach of the Michigan Wolverines because of an incident with a staffer. Now, there's so many conspiracy theory rabbit hole things you can go down to with this, right? You can go down to the timing of the firing, the rumors, and how many rumors they came out. Allegedly, the rumors got loud when they lose. Um, if they would have beat Ohio State and made it to the playoff, will Sherrone Moore still be the head coach of the Michigan Wolverines? That's the nasty college football business that we live in, but I guarantee you he would still be the head coach. I guarantee it. Now, listen, this isn't a political show. This isn't, somewhere where we get into legal jargon. Me personally, I just hate the way this situation went down for Coach Moore simply because you fucked up. Okay? You fucked up and you crashed out and took it to another extreme to now where you are being detained and charged. Okay? You could have just bite the bullet, take the ass ripping when you go home. You have a wife, you have 3 little kids, and you just got to face the music, bro. But now you just ruined your whole life. Your whole life is ruined. As reported a couple days ago, Coach Moore was charged with third-degree home invasion, which is a felony. He was also charged with 1 count of a misdemeanor stalking and 1 count of misdemeanor breaking and entering, illegal entry without permission, according to CNN Sports. Okay, so listen, it's very unfortunate. All right, but let's look at the Michigan part of this for a second, and let's just take away the coaching and just look at the past few coaches that Michigan has had in their football program. Okay, Harbaugh, Connor Stallions. Now you have Sherrone Moore. Wouldn't we want to look at the athletic director and all this? I mean, listen, so much stuff has happened with this program. It made Lane Kiffin look good. And if you make Lane Kiffin look good, what he went through, this is insane. Yet again, this is another top 3 job that is opened just now, and we haven't even started the first round of the playoffs yet. Early signing day is over, so what are those kids going to do? And what school are they going to go to? Because it's not like early signing day is just for Michigan. It's for the whole country. Everybody's got their roster spots probably full right now. So where are you going to go? And now you have to find another head coach. Ugh. Listen, man. A lot of people are saying it's strategic. A lot of people are saying it's fishy that, they got all the information just right now and then just decided to fire him after early signing day. Listen, I will say this: investigations do take long. I've never been a part of one, but I'm pretty sure they take a while. I'll give Michigan the benefit of the doubt here, okay? They probably really had to get all their ducks in a row, and from the look of the situation, somebody had to flip. I think it was the assistant that probably flipped, in my opinion. I think, they asked Sherrone and the assistant, or the staffer, I should say, was this ever happening over, last summer? And both of them said no. And yeah, it's unfortunate. But let's get to the actual Michigan side of things with the new head coach. Who is going to be the next head coach of Michigan? Now, I've been hearing a lot of rumors. Any Harbaugh staffer, don't even think about it. Do not even think about it. That coordinator from the Chargers, no. Keep him over there. Keep Harbaugh over there. Keep his brother over there. You don't want nothing to do with anything that has happened to you in the past. You need a clean fucking slate. A clean slate. And if that means going with Poggi for a year and just sucking, then damn it, that's what you got to do. It's time for a complete detox. Because if you bring another coach in there with more baggage or just as much baggage, it's not going to look good on the program. It's not going to look good for the fan base. It's not going to look good for the players that you're trying to bring in. You have to have a completely clean as a whistle head coach. Now, who is that head coach? Okay. If I'm Michigan, okay, the first call would have to be Kalen DeBoer. Okay, I hate to say it. I think he addressed him, and our AD said that there is no interest there, and we kind of figured, but at least you make the call, okay? You make the call to Urban Meyer. I believe, just because he did get inducted to the College Football Hall of Fame, you still give him the call, offer him something that he has to say no to. Now you have to get to, okay, if you're going to get a guy that is currently coaching and that is coaching in the college football playoff, I'd call Dan Lanning. I would call Dan Lanning. Big Ten for Big Ten, okay? Different scenery. Obviously, Oregon has the Nike, but Michigan has more blue blood when it comes to football. You know what I mean? It's more of a, this is what it's all about. The M is important to a lot of people, and Oregon's just flashy. And let's face it, man, Oregon hasn't won a natty at all, I don't think. I don't think Oregon's ever won a national championship. So it'd be an opportunity for, maybe Dan Lanning to go down there. A lot of people are saying Kirk Cinetti. Kirk ain't going nowhere. Sig ain't going nowhere. Okay? He turned Indiana into a crazy powerhouse, and he's getting paid a lot of money. So he ain't going nowhere. It's interesting. If this would have happened earlier, okay, I think Matt Campbell would be the guy for the job. Obviously, he went to Penn State, but I think Matt Campbell would have definitely took Michigan over Penn State. There are a lot of coaches out here who would have took Michigan over Penn State. And I think it's interesting, too. John Gruden is another name to look out there simply because of Portnoy and his relationship with the university, being a big-time donor, and his relationship with John Gruden. I don't see why not. The thing is he does have the email thing, so you're bringing in more baggage to your program that I just said you don't want. But, and a wild card out there, I heard, Portnoy talk about Deion Sanders to Michigan, and I was thinking, not the baddest idea, but we kind of seen how he is without his boys. We actually had to see him coach, and it wasn't good. I don't think he leaves Colorado because I don't think he has a choice. It's either he stays at Colorado or he retires. I don't think he has a choice here. So it would be interesting. You would give him more resources, and he is a great motivator, which can, recruit some kids out there, especially young guys, and he's became, heavy into the transfer portal, which you're going to have to be now. I don't know how that would look, though. I don't know how that would look. That he just, as a coach with this year at Colorado, really turned a lot of people off, and I think it is just unfortunate. If this was like his first year and second year, then I would see it. But I don't know. I would go with the next Michigan head coach would probably be somebody like Kyle Winningham or I don't know, man. Clark Lee, maybe. Hell of a year for him, but I don't see him leaving Vandy. I don't know. That's the thing. You kind of have an opportunity here to, wait for the right hire instead of making the most available hire. Struggle for a year. That'd be my opinion. Who knows what jobs are going to be open next year? You might not have to struggle so hard to find a head coach and scramble and get this and get that. If you just stick with Poggi for a year, struggle, be competitive, probably, try to go 6-6 at the best, and then, find your guy. But this program needs a complete detox from what just happened. Just unfortunate, but like I said, it's not the first time in college football where scandals happen. A lot of worse things have happened to coaches, and they're still coaching. So I just think Sharon went about it the wrong way, the wrongest of way you can. And don't mess around with your staffers. So that should be a life lesson for all young coaches out there. So yeah, we'll be on the lookout for that Michigan thing, and we'll be on the lookout for any other rumors that I have heard. And listen, it's going to get crazier. I will say this. You guys, what you've heard now about Sharon Moore, if the stuff that I'm hearing is true, this thing is a laundry list of shit that he's done. A laundry list. So I'll just leave it at that. Don't want to get sued, but if more information does come out, I will say what was told to me matches up with what actually comes out, if it ever comes out. So, very emotional day last night. John Cena's last match, man. Now, I know I don't talk about WWE on here a lot. I did on the old pod, but man, I'm getting old. You know what I mean? I'm getting old to where I'm watching John Cena's last match on WWE. What an amazing era that was. Wasn't it ruthless aggression? You had Randy, Edge, Batista, Brock Lesnar, Cena, The Big Show, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit. Like, man, what an amazing era, and what an amazing person like John Cena to take the mantle of what the WWE is and take it to levels that no one has ever seen or probably ever will see, if I'm being completely honest with you. John Cena has made jorts cool. He made the spinning belt cool. He has the best theme song that anybody can sing. The most Make-A-Wish wishes ever accomplished by any human on this earth is John Cena. He is, and what's crazy about, here's the great thing about podcasting, right? The great thing about podcasting is, especially with a lot of WWE superstars, they're doing a lot more podcasts. John Cena inside the ring is the same outside the ring. Like, he's just a super nice guy. Great guy. Humble guy. And listen, probably the hardest working guy in the industry. Now, I don't know personally. A lot of wrestlers come out and say, well, he was an asshole, but I don't think so, man. You don't get a send-off like this. And, what he's done for the business in different eras, in different generations, in different lifestyles of the business, John has went above and beyond his GOAT status, in my opinion. I remember the greatest John Cena moment I've ever witnessed was the Royal Rumble in 2008. I think it was one of the first pay-per-view events that my dad actually bought in that we could, kind of watch live. Because usually, back in the day, they came with the DVDs a day after. So all the WrestleManias, all the Survivor Series, Money in the Bank, SummerSlams, they came out on DVD the day after the actual live event. So that's what we would do. But I think the '08 Royal Rumble was the first one where we bought live, okay? And Cena was number 30. Dog, when I tell you the pop in the arena, the pop in the house, me and my dad were freaking the hell out because it's Cena. Like, he wasn't supposed to be back. And it was amazing. He actually won it. I think it was his first Royal Rumble he's ever won. And yeah, that moment was insane. But that's the thing about WWE, man, is they pull back the curtain to show you that it is staged, but it's very real. Okay? But it is staged. As an adult, right? Being a huge WWE fan my whole life. I'm telling you, every Monday through Friday, it wasn't, my dad wasn't reading me a book to go to bed. We were watching Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown. I think Wednesdays was ECW, and Thursday or Tuesday was TNA. We would watch everything wrestling. Everything wrestling. I went to a WCW live event, I think, like 2000, somewhere around there. And that was when I seen, it was like a little pop-up event. It wasn't a main one. One of them little live shows that they do. I seen Goldberg for the first time, Sting, Scott Steiner. I'm a huge WWE fan. So seeing John grow up in this business and take it to levels that no one's ever taken it before. The Ric Flairs, The Rock, Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan, he probably would be the closest. The Undertaker, John is on another level. Another level. He is my GOAT. Okay? He is my GOAT. I think he is the greatest wrestler of all time simply because of the impact that he has on the industry, on the fan base. And in this business, impact is everything. That trumps more than skill. That trumps more than accomplishments. That trumps more than how good you're a face or a heel. If you have impact outside the ring, you've done your job. In something that everybody knows is staged and you still have impact, you've done your job. So, congratulations to John Cena. It's going to suck. I can't believe he's not wrestling no more. But hell of a career. And thank you, Cena. Thank you for all the memories, all the great matches, and spinner belts. So, I do have to address something. I want to ask you guys a question, okay? All you fantasy football players out there, let me ask you this question, okay? Is it okay for teams who are out of the playoffs to send their best players to the waiver list for playoff teams to pick up? Is that not Bush League? Is that not bitch made? Is that not bullshit? That's like Jeremiah Love transferring to Ohio State tomorrow to go play in the playoffs. You can't do that. Keep your players, keep your fucking team. You're still playing in the consolation bracket. Go out with your team. Don't be a bitch and salvage all your players or trade your best players just to help out somebody else in the playoff. Fuck that. They got there to the playoff. They can get there without your best player. Okay? Let me know what you guys think about that because that happened in my league and I'm very upset about it. I'm very upset about it. But listen, man, I think we're going to cut it short. I think Those were the only things that happened really. Not much, man. Just the Michigan stuff really took over the whole news week. I think the NBA Cup final is, I don't even know. I think it's the Spurs and somebody else. They just beat OKC and gave them their second loss. But as far as the NBA goes, man, we're just waiting on Giannis' decision. What is Giannis Antetokounmpo gonna do? I don't know, but I'll be here for it. Okay. But yeah, man, that is it. I guess the free gamer of the week is Fernando Mendoza. He won the Heisman Trophy, well deserved. Guy's a hell of a player, hell of a dude. Kind of a nerdy dude, but listen, man, if you take Indiana to the number 1 seed, you win a Big Ten championship, you gotta give him the Heisman. Diego had a great run, though. I will say, a lot of Bama fans hate Diego. I'm one of them, but I don't hate him as much as you would think I would. He's a hell of a player. He kicks our ass every time he plays. Okay, but yeah, he was well deserving of the second spot. He's a hell of a player. Hopefully, he doesn't get another year. Just go to the league, bro. You're like 37 years old. Go to the fucking league. Okay, just go. You don't need another year of college. It's fine. But yeah, man, free gamer of the week, Fernando Mendoza. That is it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're on Apple, if you're on Spotify, please follow and also hit the notification button and y'all pop up so you never miss an episode. Every Monday, for the podcast listeners on Apple, Spotify, you get it earlier in the morning. So if that helps you want to join, just know 4 a.m. is when it's dropping, and then YouTube drops around 11. So thank you guys so much. That is a free game, and I'm out.